She left, and her joy stings. Every radiant post, every defiant smile screams freedom while your world you ache to chase, to prove your worth. But stop. Her happiness is a fragile mask, a desperate escape. Your silence isn't weakness. It's a surgical weapon, slowly eroding her manufactured peace. This isn't about winning her back, it's about reclaiming your power, forging an unstoppable man she forever regret losing. Let's dismantle her illusions. Her initial euphoria is a carefully constructed mask. The breakup hits, and suddenly, she's radiant. New clothes, endless selfies, nights out, a smile so wide it feels unnatural. You're left drowning in confusion, convinced you meant nothing, wondering how she could possibly move on so fast. But what you're witnessing isn't authentic freedom, it's a frantic escape. She's sprinting headlong from the uncomfortable, painful emotions she refuses to acknowledge. It's like trying to patch a gaping wound with a shiny sticker. It looks fine on the surface, but underneath, the damage. Most men see this act and crumble, believing she's gone forever. But you must understand it's a performance. Think of it as a dazzling firework, displayed right, loud, breathtakingly beautiful, and then, gone in mere seconds. Never mistake her fleeting performance for lasting permanence. Your powerful silence is meticulously rewriting her entire narrative. Every relationship, even a broken one, leaves behind a story. Initially, she'll cling to the bad chapters, the arguments, the boredom, your perceived flaws. This narrative serves as her convenient justification for leaving. But when you become a ghost, when you vanish without a single word or desperate plea, her mind is forced to fill the terrifying void. And silence, my friend, is a master storyteller, subtly altering her perception of the past. At first, she focused on what went wrong, but as the days bleed into weeks, the sharp edges of those negative memories will soften. The laughter, the intimacy, the profound moments of connection, they will begin to replay in her mind, like a haunting melody. Slowly, agonizingly, she will start to doubt her certainty. Silence doesn't erase your shared past, but it radically shifts the way her heart, and eventually her mind, perceives it. Her ego feeds on your attention. Consider this brutal truth. Every text, every phone call, every desperate glance at her social media is a direct infusion of energy into her ego. It screams, I'm still here. You still hold power over me. But the instant you withdraw that energy, the moment you cease your desperate chase, when you stop indulging her inflated sense of self-importance, she will feel the chilling emptiness where your attention used to be. And that silence, that profound void, will resonate louder than any words you could ever utter. That's when the insidious tendrils of curiosity begin to wrap around her thoughts. Why hasn't he reached out? Has he truly stopped caring? Is he moving on without me? This, my friend, is the first hairline fracture in her armor. But here's where most men falter. They panic. They break the silence. They pour precious fuel right back into her dwindling ego. And the second you do that, the power dynamic instantly reverses. She feels validated, full again, and you are left utterly drained and empty. Her rebound isn't a threat. It's a symptom. You see her with someone new, and a sickening vice grips your chest, making it impossible to breathe. You desperately tell yourself this proves she never truly cared, but that's a dangerous lie. Picture her, perched on a bar stool, forced laughter, a practiced smile plastered on her face. That smile is a temporary mask, worn to conceal the growing dread. Her rebound, he's merely noise, a ceaseless distracting playlist designed to drown out the silence that's relentlessly pursuing her. He's a warm body beside her so she doesn't have to stare at a lonely ceiling. Her phone a silent, mocking testament to your absence. This new guy isn't your rival. He's a temporary bomb, a well-meaning but ultimately incompetent surgeon attempting to distract from a wound that he cannot possibly heal. And when the novelty wears thin, when the late-night texts lose their spark, when the superficial small talk becomes a repetitive chore, she will be left with your ghost in the bed, in the places where your laughter once echoed. That's when the crushing weight of what she ran from comes roaring back, heavier and more suffocating than before. Time is your most potent weapon. Most men treat absence like a frantic sprint, expecting immediate results in days or weeks. But absence, my friend, is an act of relentless erosion, not a sudden explosion. Visualize a rugged coastline, relentlessly battered by constant wave-steeny at first, then patient, unyielding, until even the most formidable cliffs begin to yield. That is precisely how the process of missing someone works. You don't force it with desperate messages or grand theatrical apologies. You simply allow the inevitable tide to work in your favor. The man who holds steadfast through the brutal silence, who consistently shows up for his own life, who refuses to scream for her attention. That man is remembered not as the desperate one, but as the calm, unshakable force. People often mistake frantic movement for genuine progress. You are winning the war when you consistently execute the tedious, yet absolutely necessary, daily disciplines. The gym, your career, the text you consciously didn't send. Time will ultimately reveal the profound truth that begging desperately attempts to bury. When her chaotic world finally quiets, it is your unyielding calm she will recall, not the frantic panic that once begged for her return. Her ego is engaged in a brutal battle against her heart. Immediately after a breakup, pride becomes her impenetrable armor. She will tirelessly tell herself she made the correct decision. She will rehearse her justifications, like lines from a meticulously crafted play. Ego transforms gnawing doubt into unshakable certainty, because certainty, no matter how false, is far easier to live with. But ego is a fragile construct. It cracks silently under the oppressive weight of lonely nights, profound boredom, and relentless self-reflection. Picture her, alone in a desolate apartment at 1 a.m., the TV's hollow glow illuminating her face, staring at her phone as if it were an alien artifact. That, my friend, is when her heart, weary of its cage, begins to slip through the cracks, whispering the questions her pride had so savagely choked down. Did I act too hastily? Was I truly fair to him? These insidious whispers will grow into a deafening roar when there is no one else to fill the suffocating silence. When the superficial distractions she so desperately relied upon dim, and cold hard reality settles heavily beside her. The moment her heart bleeds through the cracks of her ego is the precise moment the second wave of regret begins its relentless assault. Your unwavering growth is fundamentally shifting the scales of power. While she's frantically patching her life together with superficial new plans, you have a critical choice to make. Remain stuck in the same destructive loop, or level up, profoundly and undeniably. Imagine re-entering the world with a sharper jawline, a refined routine, a career that's ascending, friends who genuinely value your presence and actively seek your company. These seemingly small upgrades aren't for show. They are irrefutable proof that you continued living, thriving, evolving. When she inevitably scrolls past a picture of you, genuinely laughing with people she doesn't recognize, perhaps with a new, confident demeanor, something visceral will click within her. It's not merely nostalgia. It's the gut-wrenching realization that the version of you she carelessly discarded continued to ascend, relentlessly improving, entirely without her approval or input. That, my friend, is when the fear of missing out transmutes into a real, agonizing ache. Growth doesn't need to shout. It simply shows up, and when it does, it irrevocably shifts the entire scoreboard. Her curiosity, an inescapable force, will always return. It will never manifest as a grand declaration. It will arrive in subtle, late-night glances at your profile, a hesitant double-tap at 2 a.m., a mutual friend casually inquiring about your well-being. These are mere breadcrumbs, deliberate tests she scatters to ascertain if the world still holds your powerful shape. They seem insignificant, until you foolishly ruin them. Most men, starved for attention, see a single breadcrumb and sprint to the table, desperate for forgiveness. They reply too swiftly, too eagerly, too needy, and the test is instantly failed. Instead, allow her curiosity to fester and grow. Let those fleeting glances accumulate until she's not merely checking on you. She's actively wondering. Let her unyielding pride wrestle with whatever lingering warmth she still feels for you, so that when she finally, inevitably reaches out, it's because she is risking genuine vulnerability, not because you handed her comfort on a silver platter. That, my friend, is the profound distinction between a cheap, fleeting reconnection and a true, earth-shattering reckoning. Regret delivers its brutal blow when she finally grasps your permanent absence. Regret isn't a mere feeling. It's a suffocating cold room she is forced to enter, utterly alone. It arrives when she dares to imagine your life unfolding without her. And the terrifying realization isn't that you're merely fine, it's that you might be better without her. Women often operate under the assumption that men will eventually crawl back, desperate and broken. So when you conspicuously fail to do so, it forces a brutal, inescapable honesty upon her. What if I carelessly let go of someone who genuinely loved me? Someone who was truly extraordinary? That realization will land like a physical blow. Regret doesn't ask for permission. It brutally demands an accounting. And when it arrives, it is far louder and infinitely more agonizing than simple loneliness. It carries with it memories, painfully polished by your absence, and the chilling clarity of choices made too hastily, too carelessly. That's when the second wave doesn't merely whisper, it roars. So remember this sacred truth. She may not consciously miss you during the initial chaotic first wave, but she will always, without fail, feel your absence in the devastating second wave, your powerful silence, your relentless growth, your unshakable patience. These are the forces that will unequivocally turn the tables. Do not, under any circumstances, break before silence has completed its profound, transformative work. Let her sit with the crushing weight of genuinely losing you, and whether she eventually comes crawling back or not, you will emerge standing as a man who refused to fold, who refused to beg, who rose immeasurably higher through the crucible of pain. That, my friend, is the kind of man no one, not even her, ever truly forgets. Did this shatter your illusions? Did it ignite a fire in your soul? Then smash that like button. Share this truth. Type resurrected below if you're ready to rise, to forge your legend, and become the man she forever regret losing. Your rebirth starts now.